Hello everyone, welcome back to Global Trade Insider. Today I'm going to take you step by step through the process of sourcing products from China. It doesn't really matter if you are new to business or you've been doing it for a while. This video will break it in a way that everyone can understand. By the end of this video, you will know how to get started, avoid common mistakes, and grow your business. First things first, what do you really want to sell? Before you even think about suppliers, you need to know exactly what product you are looking for, which is very important. Let's say you want to sell water bottles, all right? What type of water bottles will you be looking for, or will you be looking into? Is it going to be plastic? Is it going to be stainless steel? Is it going to be glass? What size and color will you be looking for? Will you also be needing custom branding like your logo on the bottle? You have to be very clear about what you want because suppliers need specific details of the products that you are going in for. Make sure that there's demand for your products, which is very important. You can check places like your local market, Google Trends to see what people are searching for. You can even look at what's selling well on Amazon, okay? Products that are moving, products that are trending on Amazon, so that you can also, think about venturing those stuff. Always remember, the more you know about your product and the market, the easier the next steps will be. Now that you've done all your research and findings on the products that you want to sell, let's get into step 2, finding suppliers. How do you find suppliers from China? Best places to start are online platforms, believe me. It's the best places to start. You can start from 1688. You can use Taobao. You can use Pinduoduo, made in China. All those platforms that you can think of. So these are sites that thousands of suppliers list their products. Here's the thing. Not all the suppliers that you're going to find on these apps are real and reliable. That one you should put at the back of your head. That there are scammers all over the place, there are middlemen everywhere. Some might promise great prices but will deliver bad product or bad quality. And here's how you can avoid such suppliers, the bad ones. 1, you need to check reviews and ratings of these suppliers, which is very important. Every supplier has a profile. Look for those with very high ratings and positive reviews. 2, you need to ask for certifications. Example, if you are buying something like electronics or toys, make sure the supplier has safety certifications, which is going to protect you as a buyer. 3, start small. Do not place a big order right away. We'll talk about samples later, but make sure you start really small to test the supplier. The next step is communication. You really need to communicate clearly. Once you find a supplier you would love to work with or you like, reach out to them. Most of them leave their contacts, emails, whichever way, whatever platform you would love to reach out to them. Don't worry if you're not fluent in English or the Chinese language. Just go ahead, keep your message simple and polite. Example, you slide in their inbox or email, "Hello, I'm interested in your stainless steel water bottle. Can you send me the price for, let's say, 500 pieces? What's your MOQ? That's the minimum order quantity. And can you send me samples?" Very simple, very clear, very short. Now, it's very important to ask these 3 questions. The price of the product, the MOQ. This will tell you the least or the smallest quantity you can order, and whether they can sell you samples so that you can check the quality of the product. Note this, a supplier is slow to reply you or doesn't answer your questions properly. That's a huge red flag and you need to move on to the next supplier. Step 4 will be sampling requests. You need to request for samples of the product you're going to buy. Before you spend a lot of money on a product, always order a sample first. This is a small amount of the product that lets you see or check the quality or the durability of the product, and also probably test the supplier before you commit to a big order. When you get a sample, make sure you check everything carefully. Is it the right size and color you ordered for? Does it feel durable? If you're happy with the samples, that's a good sign. It means the supplier is legit and reliable. Now that you found your supplier, let's see how to negotiate and how to place an order. Now it's time to talk money with your supplier. And one thing you should know about the Chinese market is most suppliers are expecting you to negotiate. So don't feel shy. just go all in, use all your skills that you have with negotiation. It's a simple way you can approach it. Example, let's assume the supplier tells you a piece of a product is say $2 for 500 pieces. You can also say, can you do $1.8 per item if I order like 1,000 pieces? Now let me chip in this. When it comes to the suppliers and manufacturers in China, their profit margin is always so tiny. They don't put a lot of profit on their products, especially the manufacturers. So if they tell you a product is $2, the probability that their profit is just 50 or 30 cents is high. You should assess yourself. That's why I said in the beginning that you must know your market and the products you are going in for, know how much they are selling them and all that. So if you check and the price is good, don't push too hard for them to reduce the price like very low for you, because it could lead to poor quality of products. We'll treat that maybe next time. And also be very polite but firm. Suppliers are more likely to lower the price if you are ordering larger quantities. And once you agree on the price, make sure everything is written down. The price, the quantity, shipping cost, and delivery time. Make sure you note every conversation that you will have with the supplier. Make sure you note it down. It could be voice, it could be journal, like anyhow you want to note it down, so there wouldn't be any surprises and misunderstandings later. Now that you are done with finding your products and suppliers, let's talk about customs and shipping. After placing your order, you need to figure out a way to ship your products to your country. When it comes to shipping, you will have two options. You have the sea freight and the air freight. The sea freight is the cheapest way to get your stuff to your country. It's literally shipping your products by sea. It usually takes several weeks to get your product to you. The process is a bit longer, but it's way cheaper and affordable. Then the air freight, it's a process whereby your stuffs will be put in the plane and then it will be shipped to your country. It usually takes like a week or two, less than 2 weeks, and then you will have your stuffs. But it's way expensive, very expensive, and I would not recommend the air freight to you as a business owner or someone who is starting up a business. But you should do your research. If you are buying like a smaller quantity, like 1 cbm of products, I think you can ship via air. Jewelries, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of shoes, those stuff, I think you can use the air freight, which will be helpful. Okay, because those stuffs you can't ship via sea. The probability of you losing them will be high. So I think the air freight is for the smaller quantity of stuff that we normally purchase for ourselves and not for reselling. And then you will also need to think about the customs in your country. Every country has rules about importing products, and you may need to pay taxes or duties. And to make things easier, you can choose to work with freight forwarders, which we call in Ghana agents. They will make sure to handle your paperwork for you and make sure your products are safe. Those are the steps you need to follow when looking for suppliers from China. Now take your pen and paper. Let me give you a bonus tip. These you might not want to miss them. 1. Make sure to build a really good relationship with your supplier. Build a good and healthy relationship with your supplier, because over time they might offer you better prices or priority services, which are just normal thing for most of the suppliers. Now 2, always double check the details of your order before making any transactions. I mean, before paying for your order. And the last tip, 3, if possible and if only you can afford, make sure to visit trade fairs and factories in China to meet suppliers and manufacturers in person. It is and has always been the best way. But if you are now starting your business, or you are a very small business owner, you have no business attending trade fairs. Let me emphasize on that again. If you are now starting your business, a small business owner, a very small entrepreneur, you've got no business, no business at all attending trade fair. Reason being that everybody attending the trade fair is capable of doing a full 40 HQ container. Most of them, I think the least they can offer a client is the 20-foot container. So if you are now starting your business and you cannot afford the least, which is the 20-foot container, you have no business attending the trade fair. But if you are now starting and you have the means, to start out big, then I will advise you look into attending the Chinese Canton Fair. It's the best place to meet a lot of the, big suppliers and the big manufacturers. I hope I'm making a lot of sense. If there's any question you want to ask them, let me know down below as usual. All right. And these steps might seem a lot, but once you get started, it's just very easy. It's gonna be very easy for you. Sourcing products from China can be a game changer for your business. It's all about taking the right steps. If you know your left from right, if you know what you have to do, you'll be good to go. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also hit the notification bell to be able to be notified each time I pull out a new video. And don't forget to leave me a comment down below. Let's get interactive. What product are you thinking of sourcing? I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next video. Bye.